Here we are. I'm going to show you today how I make a batch of apple juice. Well, we've got about 6 apple trees in our orchard, and one by one we've been juicing them. Well, the first tree we actually sliced up and made into dried apple rings. But I'm going to show you the process I use and the equipment I use to juice my apples. I'm going to be using this juicer. What do you call it? A hydro press. It uses water pressure to fill up a bladder on the inside. Presses the juice. Anyway, I got the all stainless steel one. I think it might have been the original version. That's what I use to press, and you'll see how that works in a few minutes. On the inside here, we have a space, and this rubber bladder fills up with water, and it pushes the stuff out and presses it through this screen mesh made out of stainless steel. Now, so this is not all the way ready yet. Before this is ready, I'm going to put this liner on the inside, which is a little bit finer mesh than the steel. And then inside of that, I'm going to put this piece of the spandex material that I had hanging around as a finer filter. So I don't. All right. So here's the juicer with the extra filters on there. And then over here we have our apples. Probably 3 or 4 hours just to get the apples from a bunch of raw apples into this condition. Then I'm going to use something that I saw on the internet. Someone was doing this garbage disposal as my crusher. This happens to be an Insinkerator Evolution. So it's the 1 horsepower. I did notice the first time I did this, after you do a barrel or so, or a bucket, 5-gallon bucket or so of apples, it overheated and turned off. So I've got this fan blowing up into the bottom to give it a little extra cooling. And I got this sink, which I think is a nice size sink off Amazon. I think it's called a bar sink of some sort. And I just mounted in this little piece of countertop that I had hanging around. And so I dump the apples into that bucket, then I push them down into here, and we'll see what happens. And they get ground up down there and come out the bottom side. And there you go. See what happens. The apples in here, turn it on, and sort of shuffle them down into there as we go. Okay, turn it on. Put them in the air, they come out the bottom. All right, well, here's one, about a 5-gallon bucket full. This is about 20 quarts. So we'll dump it in the other thing over there and see what happens. All right, well, I poured the stuff in, screwed down the lid, put this cover over the top of it. So I'm going to turn the pressure, let the water into that rubber bag on the inside. It will expand, pushing the stuff out against the walls, and it has a overpressure valve with 3 bar, which is about 36 psi, 40 psi. So water's going into that rubber bag, and that gets up to 30 or so, around 3 bar on this, 36 psi. It will start shooting out that overflow on the bottom, and you'll see it coming out. Now the water that's going in here is not, of course, not mixing with the juice at all. It's just pressurizing that bladder. So this is just pure juice coming out the bottom. Let's see it draining out here as the rubber bag fills up. Certainly this is, I guess, the easiest part of the pressing. Hardest part was probably cutting up all those apples and getting them all prepared, which is a step, by far most people don't do. Of course, we're gonna drink this fresh. We're not gonna cook it. We're not gonna do anything weird to it. Oh, you can see the pressure building up now. All right, so now I took that cover off. I'm gonna let the pressure out of the inside bladder. Anyway. All right, so I got the lid off. I'm all done here. The juice is over here, ready to be bottled. Actually, I think I saw a little bit of pulp get in there on this. I'm going to go ahead and strain it before I put it into jars. Hey, if you've never had fresh squeezed apple juice, completely different. I think 1,000 times better than the stuff you buy, because the stuff you buy has been cooked and processed and all this stuff. This is just fresh squeezed apple juice. We're going to freeze it. We've got 20 gallons or so. We get it in a deep freezer, so we'll freeze it and use it as we need it the next year. Our 20 or so gallons we get. Still got 2 apple trees to do out there. Let's see. Pull this up. Much stays behind. Oh, isn't so bad. Get rid of all the mush. We are going to freeze. Save them for later.